liquor is one of the most heavily regulated industries, probably in the world, I would imagine. So we realize that we're open to a lot of regulatory risk. So we plan around things working the way they do right now, but maybe something will change, which is kind of what makes us flexible when things do change, because it happens quite often. When we started, because we had to brew our beer in another province, we found ourselves in a place where this province runs through a centralized warehouse. So we're kind of unique in this province. Most places in Canada, except for Alberta, have a government liquor store, which means that the government controls the sale and the warehousing and the distribution of all the liquor. But in Alberta, our government only looks after the collecting money portion of things, and we have a privatized distribution system. So one company handles all of the liquor distribution for our entire province. When we started, we needed to use that. We had no choice. If you're importing alcohol into Alberta, you have to go through that warehouse. So it's something that we knew, and we understood how that system worked, and we were able to get real numbers on how much that service cost. So when we started the brewery here, we were able to actually self-distribute our beer, but we realized early on that running a truck and a driver and fuel and insurance and trying to deal with the best route to go to liquor stores was just not a way we wanted to go, and it was better to leave that up to a logistics company who does that for a living, and we could focus on what we do well, which was making beer. So we use a third-party distribution system where we make our beer, we ship it up to a warehouse, and then they distribute it out of there, which leaves us time to make the beer and sell it to the end users and tell them all the good things about our beer so they can order it. So we can also self-distribute our beer, which means we can get out in the truck and take the beer to a liquor store or to a restaurant if we need to. And we do that in some cases. So if a liquor store forgets to make an order and they need our beer on the shelf, we're happy to take it out to them and sell them, a case of beer right away. Or if a restaurant's having a promotion and they're selling our beer faster, it makes a lot of sense for us to take a keg or two to them and get that up and running. But it's certainly not our core business. We do it kind of as a favor for our customers, which is a nice thing for them. So we also are doing some expanded markets outside of our own liquor province, liquor board. So that means that we have to follow their rules. So we had to look into the liquor laws in British Columbia. So it turns out that there's an importing company who brings in beer into liquor areas other than Alberta. So they were able to get our product in there. We have a strategic partner in one of our restaurant chains that wanted to serve our beer in BC. So it was a good way to get our foot in the door in the BC market, find out how the beer moves, find out the ins and outs of their liquor system, and then if we want to export more beer to that province, now we have an idea of how that system works. We run our inventory right now in a way that our inventory is running down just before the new inventory shows up. Our product needs to be fresh, so we're running the product out to the liquor stores as fresh as we can. So beer leaves this building and it's replenishing stock at the warehouse right as it's running out, which is really nice. So we know our customers are getting the freshest beer we can make.